Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so it is pretty late in the day on day 5, Friday, March 2nd. Today was a 0 day, running around, getting some things done, getting some gear changes done, which I'll go over in a bit. But we want to talk about why we got off the trail a little bit early, didn't go all the way to Neal Gap, and we got off at Woody Gap instead yesterday afternoon. And so I'm going to turn that over to my lovely wife.
Yeah, so when we got it, when was it? On Wednesday morning. All the days are starting to run together. Wednesday morning, it was absolutely pouring down with rain. We decided to break up anyways and to get on our merry way because we totally underestimated what the rain would do. We figured we had some nice rain gear that we were donning. However, the rain totally soaked through it. We had, 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts on top of the mountains, and we got extremely cold, extremely wet. There were river crossings that no longer had stepping rocks in them, and we were really just walking through a river to get across. And then by the time we got to our campsite, actually we were trying to book it to try to get a place in the shelter.
Gooch Mountain Shelter.
And but by the time we got there, the shelter was full, so we still had to set up a tent in the rain. Of course, our soaking wet rain jackets didn't fit into the shelter, into the tent, so we had to hang those up outside, and they got even more soaked. And then you looked at the forecast when we finally got settled into the tent. We were so cold. I was shivering for about 3 hours trying to get warm. And we looked at the forecast and we saw that the following day was going to be the same.
Going to be pretty bad too.
And at that point, I just couldn't do it anymore. So, pretty much, hey, when you're gonna do a through hike, you're gonna have beautiful days and you're gonna have rotten days like this. I was going to pretty much end my hike on a rotten day, and I might as well make that last rotten day of Wednesday. But I mean, if you're going to be doing a through hike, you still have many beautiful days to look forward to, I think. And for me, it just wasn't worth it to go through any more misery. So that's pretty much why I decided to get off the trail before I succumbed to hypothermia.
So we got our shuttle, called Ron Brown, and we had gotten a hold of him by text on Wednesday night. From the tent, we had enough signal at the Gooch Mountain Shelter area, and he came and picked us up at Woody Gap and took us back to where we had left the car, near Neal Gap. And then we extended, added a night onto our hotel here. Came in, got dry, got warm, had some nice hot showers, went just right across the parking lot to a very good Italian restaurant. A lot more food. We ate about half of it and brought the rest back and had that for dinner tonight. Went running around today doing some shopping. Because I found that I had a number of gear things that I needed to change out, which I'm going to go over in a little bit. But she did a really good job. She was only planning to make it to Neal Gap. She got 10.8 miles away from there, and we did have a couple of rough days. Wednesday was a miserable day.
Oh, and I took a couple of tumbles.
She took a couple of tumbles, and I will put up a picture of the bruise that she got on the inside of her right knee as part of this video. She got a really nasty bruise out of it, but she was being the pace car for us, and she did very good on every day. We were ahead of the pace that we wanted to do. We only had set for ourselves a mile-an-hour pace for these first days while she was hiking with me, and we were above that every single day. In the rain, she was just booking it. She was miserable, but she was booking it.
I was trying to get to the shelter.
So 8.3 miles in 6 hours in the rain. That was great, and then 4.6 miles in 3.5 hours. I think it was, to get to Woody Gap. So we did really well.
Yeah.
She did really good. I'm looking forward to getting back on the trail at Woody Gap tomorrow morning and continuing on my hike north. Okay, so I started off the trail, if you remember from my gear video, with this Ruckus alcohol stove, and we just had nothing but problems with it. We were going through way too much fuel in order to be able to get it burning. When we could get it burning, we were having a lot of problems with the wind and just not being able to get it lit and to keep running. So this is the first thing I decided needed to be changed, and that was the very first night on at Springer Mountain Shelter, and I decided this needed to be changed. As it turned out, at Gooch Mountain Shelter, there was a guy there who was also using an alcohol stove. He was going to take a zero there yesterday and just wait out the rest of the rain. Of course, he was burning through way more alcohol than he expected, so I gave him everything that I had left in my container, and all the backup. We still had some in a heat bottle, so I gave him all that. And what I have now is a Jetboil Mighty Mo, and it hooks onto any of these fuel canisters. Like this is an MSR all season blend fuel canister, and it just screws on the top there, and has the little legs that stick out that you put the feet, or put your cook pot onto. And then it also has, if you really need some additional stability, it has this platform that the canister hooks into and gives it a wider base to stand on. For a windscreen, we used an idea that we got from another one of the hikers that we met, actually just as we got to the top of Springer. She got there as well, and at the shelter she was doing her cooking at the same time, and she had this windscreen that she had made out of just a disposable cookie sheet, and you just fold it up and set it up. So this is basically the cookie sheet. It comes into, and we just cut the bottom out and fold it over the edges to give it a little bit more rigidity, make it a little bit more sturdy. And so this is what I'm going to be going with. The Jetboil Mighty Mo, it's got the click starter, the sparker on it, but then I also picked up extra lighter just in case that doesn't work at some point in time. So one of the other things, we had a very cold night at Springer Mountain Shelter, a lot of wind up there, and I didn't get out my Thermarest reactor, which I think I keep saying it's plus 15, it's plus 14 degrees that it gives. I didn't get that out that night, which I should have, and I was very cold that night. But then looking at some of the later nights that we've got coming on, I decided that I needed something for some additional insulation, and so today I picked up the Reactor Extreme, which is a plus 25 bag, so I could put these two together and inside my bag. So that's plus 39 if you go by their rating inside my 32 degree bag, so that puts me at below zero that I should be able to do, along with my thermals and all. Speaking of my thermals, one of the issues that I had, especially in the cold rain, was getting cold under my shirt, and I didn't want to wear, since my rain jacket was just soaking through, I didn't really want to wear my thermal shirt because I want that for bed. So today I picked up a Patagonia Capilene shirt that I can wear while hiking. It's very lightweight, but will add a lot of insulation. Even when wet, it'll give me good insulation. I've been wanting to get some kind of a lightweight hike wallet. We found this today, Osprey, so it goes with my pack. Even has the orange on it to go with my pack. So pretty nice. It holds everything that I need in there, and it's still pretty compact and a whole lot better than the Ziploc bag that I started with. Now, the rain jacket, which just soaked through, and I had talked about it before, that Mammoth bag or jacket was very heavy. Well, once it got soaked, it just did not dry very fast and was extremely heavy. So today I picked up a new rain jacket, this from the North Face, much lighter. I don't expect it's going to be 100% waterproof. I expect that water will get through it. Not a problem though. This is much lighter, much thinner, and so it will dry a lot faster. And so add that, and with the new Capilene shirt on the colder days, and I think I'm still good for the heat that I need, the insulation that I need while I'm hiking on a cold day. So these are the changes that I've made in my gear. Looking forward to getting back out there and testing all of this out. Tomorrow I'll be back on and should be doing 10.8 miles tomorrow.